interrupt this transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With
John
ready in his chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the ThinkSoJoE Show!
Welcome to the ThinkSoJoE Show. I am ThinkSoJoE. He is John. Look, it says so right there. See? Anyway. So, last week we started the show. We had this whole thing about stop shooting people. And then what happens?
It happens again.
Texas, listen to us. Don't shoot people. Especially not children.
Little kids?
Children, school children.
Right, you're kidding me.
These kids are just trying to go to school and learn. These parents are, sending their children to go to what should be a safe space. One, why are, why is an 18-year-old in an elementary school?
Yeah.
Two, why did a gun get into the elementary school?
Yeah.
Three, why does an 18-year-old kid on his 18th birthday, why is he able to walk into a gun store and be like, yo, let me get these 2 assault rifles? What is wrong with this fucking country? And then you've got Republicans coming out here and saying, oh, well, his name, he's got a Mexican-sounding name. Did he illegally cross the border? Yeah, fucking North Dakota's in Mexico now. The fuck? Kids from North Dakota, born in North Dakota, raised in Texas.
Yeah.
18th birthday, walks into a gun store, buys 2 fucking guns. Isn't there supposed to be, laws? You're supposed to fucking wait? Like the Brady law? Isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
Like you have to walk,
Those kids had their whole lives ahead of
They
them.
did.
Now it's gone.
They did. I mean, it's bad enough you got some idiot out here in Buffalo shooting people 35 and up.
One teacher, though, also.
One teacher, yeah, but still, I mean, we're talking 18 kids.
18 little kids.
18 little fucking kids,
That's
man.
sad.
Nothing. What the fuck, dude? Stop. Stop. As I hear the cats fighting in the background, I can hear it. I don't think it's picked up in the mic, but I can hear them. Anyway, but seriously, just stop.
Yeah.
Stop. WWE Hall of Famer and New York Times best-selling author Mick Foley, who you may know as Mankind or Cactus Jack or Dude Love, he is going to be... it's a parody, Laura. It falls under fair use. Anyway, he is going to be at Nietzsche's next Sunday, June 5th. Tickets are $35 and $75. The $75, you get the meet and greet. $35, you just get to go to the show. And all the proceeds from the ticket sales and all the proceeds from all merch sales at that event at Nietzsche's next Sunday, those are all going to go to the Buffalo 514 Victims Fund. Which
nice.
You can also donate to directly if you want to. There's, I was in Tops yesterday, and it's like, hey, do you want to donate? Right above the Easy Scan, it's like, do you want to donate to the Victims Fund? I'm like, yes, I do. So I donate. I spent the $150 plus fees and everything for you and I to go to the Mick Foley show, and that's going to go towards the Victims Fund. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm donating another $20 here. And also, through the end of today's show, all merch sales, including this fantastic blockbuster, lackluster video T-shirt here, in the ThinkSoJoE merch store, merch.thinksojoe.com. We're going to donate all of that to the same fund. So yeah, and meanwhile, you can still go on shop.livingbraindead.com and buy the Pro-Choice is Fuck shirt, and that all goes to the National Network of Abortion Funds. So double stick it to Republicans. Go ahead, call your lawyer. It's fucking it's fair use. It's parody. Anyway, you know, I bought a shirt. I have a shirt that says "I still owe money to Columbia House." It's got like the straight up Columbia House logo on it, and it's from fellow YouTuber Frank Landry over at Channel 33 RPM. And I had originally ordered. It was the old Pepsi logo, but it said vinyl, and then it said the choice of my generation. And I ordered the shirt, and he's like, "Hey, my old distributor didn't have a problem with this, but my new distributor is telling me I can't sell this shirt." Like, really? He says, "Yeah." Like, I'm like, "Isn't it fair use? It falls under parody." He's like, "I guess they're just, you know, proactively trying to avoid any kind of situations." Like, okay, understandable. He's like, "Do you want a refund? Do you want this other shirt? Do you want another shirt?" I said, "You know what? This is weird. But give me the one that says I still owe money to Columbia House that has the actual Columbia House logo on it." So, like, why are they letting you distribute this with the actual legitimate Columbia House logo on it, but they're not letting you distribute this parody of the Pepsi logo? And he's like, "I don't know, man. But yeah, I'll switch your shirt." So I have that Columbia House shirt, which everybody loves. Laura says, "Nice all WNY shirt, John." So,
Thank you.
so I would like to point out that is, in fact, a Buffalo Bison's shirt from Sabres Night, if I'm not mistaken, because it has the blue and gold colors. Or is it a?
I did get it at a Bison's game.
You got it at a Bison's game, but it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was Buffalo Sabres Night.
You're
which
wrong, though.
which explains the colors.
Yeah,
Because that's not Buffalo Bison's colors.
You're fine. You're fine.
So I'm not saying that you're rocking the colors because it's Sabres colors. I'm saying it was Buffalo Sabres Night at the Bison's game.
Yeah.
And you just bought the T-shirt. I'm not accusing you of not being faithful to your third round bound Tampa Bay Lightning.
Well, yeah, good point.
Oh man, I slept through that Oilers game last night. I'm pretty sure the Oilers won. The Blues are on the brink of elimination tonight, which is why the thumbnail is. I mean, come on, I'm not saying Kadri intended to take out Jordan Binnington, but Binnington got taken out, and then Kadri scored a hat trick. So, John, do you know where you were yesterday? I know where John was yesterday.
Oh, band practice.
Yeah, you were with me. You were like 5 feet away from me. I'll tell you what, man. We did like amps in the room and our in-ears, and that was
awesome.
I liked that. That was cool. Like I'm just like, yeah, we don't need amps because we have in-ears now. And then it was just like, ooh, but now I can feel feel everything.
Now we should do that more often.
I think we might just do that from now on.
Yeah.
And just like maybe like turn the amps off if we're recording or something, but like
we do that live?
We could do that live. I'd prefer not to. I'd rather just have everything go through front of house and everything into just to keep the stage clean, and then we can just get like, we could do like Rush. We could bring like a washer and dryer instead of amps. Put a washer and dryer on stage, because what the fuck do you need amps for when you're when you can just go through front of house?
Exactly.
Laura's still on this Mario 99 there, 35 or whatever the fuck that game was, and that game like ended over a year ago. She's, "Oh, did you play your Mario today?" Like, I can't. I would if I could, but I can't. That game shut down over a year ago. They didn't replace it with anything good either. They're like, "Oh, here's Pac-Man 99. Like, yeah, I suck at this game. I want Mario back. I was good at that one. Here's Tetris 99. No, not good at that one either. I'm okay at Tetris, but I suck at that, competition style. Most of these, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, how do I send pieces to other players? How do I avoid getting pieces sent to me? Like, give me straight up Tetris and I'm good. I haven't played my Switch in like a week and a half, like almost 2 weeks now, actually. So I'm sure half my Animal Crossing villagers have moved out on me by now. Anyway, John, what's your favorite game?
My favorite game.
Your favorite game?
Oh, Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot, okay. Don't you have an Xbox? I thought you were an Xbox guy.
PS4.
Okay. I don't know why I thought you were an Xbox guy for some reason. I obviously am an Xbox guy. I got it right here in front of me, so just off camera. Yeah, mine's Mortal Kombat 2, which is why I just spent $500 on an arcade one-up that I have no idea where I'm going to put. No fucking clue. None. Maybe I could build a speaker stand into it and just put it there and put the speaker on top of it. I don't fucking know. I had no idea where I'm putting this. I'm just like, ooh. Like, they sent me the text because I signed up for text alerts when it was going to be available. Like, 30th anniversary Mortal Kombat. Like, yep. How much? Fuck. Okay. Bye. And then, like, 2 days later, Road is like, hey, you know that mixer you got in your studio that you absolutely love and that has been, like, you know, running your podcast and all the rest of your audio for the last 3 years? Yeah, we're upgrading a brand new upgraded version of that's completely different and works with all the shit that you need it to work with. Like, okay, how much? Okay, I guess I'll spend $700 on this. Not to mention I got 2 guitars and I need to stop spending money. I really do. I got 2 guitars and tomorrow we're going to Guitar Center, so I'm like, ooh, can I buy a Guitar Center? I need to get this guitar like looked at. So
that's a bad idea because I get paid tomorrow. I'm like,
oh god,
no.
We're both gonna be broke as fuck after tomorrow. So I got this new guitar. I gotta take it. Like when we go, I'm gonna take it and be like, yo, can you guys look at this? Because there's something wrong with the electronics on it, and see if maybe I can get it like set up and ready to go before the show on Saturday. So I can use the 2 new guitars instead of like one new one and one old one. Because I love that one I got last week. Was playing that at practice yesterday. I'm just like, this is like the best guitar I own. And it's a $245 Indonesian knockoff of a $1,600 PRS. Which this is a knockoff of a PRS too. It's actually a knockoff of a PRS SE, which is what this thing's fucking heavy, man. But this is Reptile. Looks great. Now if I could get it to sound great, we'll be in business. But that's all. I'm done with the Mortal Kombat theme. Like, I got all the ninja colors. And I'm talking to Nick Lucido from XM Priory this morning. He goes, so what's next? Ninja Turtles? Power Rangers? The Crow? And wouldn't the Crow just be like black and white? He's like, yeah. I'm like, don't you think with my reputation for being a wrestling fan who doesn't watch movies, if I bought a guitar based on the Crow, people would be like, oh, he thinks it's Sting. Speaking of movies, Laura wants to know, John, what is your favorite film and why is it Home Alone 5? What's your favorite thing about Home Alone 5?
I still haven't watched it.
I don't think anybody has. I don't even think Laura has. I think she's like, hey, here's a movie nobody's ever going to watch. Or either that or she's in it. Because she is an actress. She might be in that movie and we just don't know it. And that's why she keeps wanting us to see it. That's why she keeps wanting us to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I got friends who are actresses and I see their movies. So like, what's that? Sometimes, rarely, sometimes, always, sometimes, rarely, never, something like that. Is Sid from Starjuice is in that movie. She's the lead character. She plays a 16-year-old who she lives in Pennsylvania. She's trying to get an abortion, but you can't get an abortion in Pennsylvania without parental consent. So she's trying to sneak over to New York to get it done. It's always, sometimes, rarely, never. That's always, sometimes, rarely, never, because it's based on like a question on the pre-questionnaire they give you when you go to get an abortion. So, great movie if you haven't seen it yet. I recommend it. You know what else I recommend? Have you seen the Chippendales Rescue Rangers movie yet?
The new one?
Yeah.
No, I seen the trailer.
Dude.
It's pretty cool.
I watched it the other day. That movie is just fantastic.
I was like, no way, they're coming out one.
Oh,
Awesome.
it was so good, dude. It was just like so many little cameos you wouldn't expect. And just like the plot is actually pretty, halfway decent too. So it's like, oh, hey, this is actually well worth the couple hours that I had to invest in watching it.
Is it
It's on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Okay. Nah, I might have to watch it tonight.
Definitely. I recommend it. There's so many little pop culture references in it. And it's just like, holy shit, wait, did I just see what I think I just saw? Rewind. Like, holy shit, that is Randy Marsh. Wait, did I hear a Lamb of God song? So yeah, definitely worth the watch if you haven't seen it at Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers on Disney Plus. So I saw like some people talking about it and like because they speak like humans, like they have like actual like male human voices. And people are like, oh man, that really threw me off at first. And I'm like, I don't remember the original Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers enough for that to have bothered me at all. But it's basically like the two of them were actors in the original show. And now they're like coming together after years of not speaking to each other to solve a mystery. So, or actually go on a rescue mission, as it were. So, yeah, I recommend that. I actually watched a movie this week. So, normally I'm sitting here just watching YouTube in between jobs, like, what can I watch while I'm editing? Oh, look, Simon Whistler. Oh, look, Frank Landry. Oh, Brian Zane, Wrestling with Regret. You ever watch that channel? It's a good channel.
No.
Brian used to love that channel.
Wrestling
Wrestling with Regret, all with W's. Wrestling, with W-I-T-H. Regret, W-R-E-G-E-T. Wrestling with... which I've interviewed Brian Zane on my previous podcast. Great guy. Laura says her internet is down, so she didn't hear your answer about why you love Home Alone 5 so much. So, all right, I'm giving you the choice. You can go home tonight and you can watch Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers, or you can go home and you can watch Home Alone 5. It's up to you, whichever one you want to watch. You come back and give me. We're doing John Knows Jack now. John's gonna watch one of those two movies, and he's come back next week with a movie review.
I will come back with a movie review. I probably might have to watch Home Alone 5, so I just tell her what I think about it. Maybe she's in it. I don't know.
Maybe you should watch Home Alone 5.
Maybe
you should. You should be like, because I'm giving you the choice between the two movies, but you should be like, you know what? For science, I'm going to watch Home Alone 5 instead. I'll watch Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers on my own time.
I'll watch it right after.
There you go. Watch them back to back. Why not? That's what I used to.
I will give you a review. You can ask me the same question next week.
John's going to come back with a Home Alone 5 review next week. John, marry me. Someone wants to watch Home Alone 5. Haven't we been through this the last, 3 weeks? I'm sorry, he's seeing somebody now, apparently, so... there you go. You make her sit through it with you. Like, hey, I'm being forced to watch this movie. You want to watch it with me? We could commiserate and make fun of the movie together. Right? That way you're not suffering alone.
True.
Just, true. Hey, I got to watch this movie for this podcast. So... she wants us to say her name correctly. So, more Laura, more. Whatever. Anyway. But yeah, hey, we got a weekend coming up.
Yes, we do. What's going on Saturday?
We are at the Walmore Inn in Niagara, actually in Sanborn, New York. Yeah. Which is, what's that address here? 2201 Lockport Road. Doors open at 4 o'clock. The bands start at 6 o'clock. It's probably going to get pushed inside because I hear it's supposed to be like scattered showers. And there's no fucking way I'm playing if it's raining.
Not me either.
But it's Cardiac Cassette's CD release show. And also the Fuck Cancer benefit show for Brandon Jones and family. And that is with Cardiac Cassette headlining with Low Chatter, DC Suits, Living Braindead, and the Holdouts. Again, doors at 4. It's $10 at the door. It all goes towards the cancer benefit for Brandon Jones and his family. So, fuck cancer.
Yeah, fuck cancer.
Mm-hmm. Fuck cancer. Fuck people who want to shoot kids in a fucking school. Yeah, I don't know, man. Just
this is world coming to.
yeah, it's ridiculous. That's why I picked the Living Braindead song I picked for today. You know that song used to. You know the song we're playing later. Like it's a song that we, at various times, like all of us were just like, nah, fuck that song. And now it's.
I was neutral with it.
You had reasons to dislike it.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like, nah, this is like the weakest song. Let's get rid of it. And now it's just like, no, this song means like the fucking world. Let's
just like somebody, just
like it went from like, oh man, I hate playing this song to like,
I enjoy it.
To like, oh man, yeah, that fucking song kicks.
It more. That's fucking screwed you over.
That song kicks, and it's dedicated to all the fucked up people in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that a little.
We'll be playing that Saturday and later.
We will be playing it later in the show. We'll talk about it later in the show more.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play Us, and I'm gonna play Cardiac Cassette, and then I'm like, what the fuck else am I gonna play? And there's like nothing else going on around Buffalo. I will give a shout out to Johnny Revolting. They are playing with the Clockers and Wolf Tickets down at Tudor Lounge on Saturday night. If you don't want to go all the way out to Niagara County. And I'm telling you right now, if we weren't playing this show in Niagara County, I'd be going to that one. But the one we're on is fantastic as well, and it's for a good cause. And I can actually, find music by all the bands on at least the bands I was looking for on this particular one. And that's not a knock on the Wolf Tickets or the Clockers or the Barksdales. We've played them all on this show, or not the Barksdales, Johnny Revolting. We've played them all on the show before. And they're all fantastic bands, and they do have music out there if you want to go check them out. But yeah, I figured that was direct competition with us. Like, hey, look, another punk show while we're playing. Like, all right, I'll shout them out because I love all those bands. Actually, Ryan and I went to go pick up Ryan's amp yesterday before practice. And, like, this dude's just waiting to get in this building. And that other building is way nicer than the one we're in. Like, we go in the room, and it's like, holy shit, this room is, like, really fucking nice, But there's this dude waiting outside. He's like, yeah, I texted my band. They can't hear me. And it's just like, and Ryan's like, what band you in? He's like, oh, I'm in Wolf Tickets. And then he goes off in his direction. We go off in our direction. I'm like, dude, Wolf Tickets is a fucking killer band, dude. I saw him open for the Boss Tones. So, yeah, really good band. All right, Laura wants to know if you will sign her petition.
Yes.
You're not even gonna ask what the petition is.
What is it for?
You're just like, yeah. You're like, ooh, pretty blonde. I'll sign that. I'll sign whatever you want.
Wait. Am I getting in trouble or for something?
I don't know what she wants you to sign. What are you signing?
I need to call my lawyer first.
Yeah, man, don't sign anything without reading it first or knowing what you're signing. Jeez. Ryan would be like yelling at you right now if he were here.
Yeah, he would.
He would just, I'm going to text him and be like, yo, John just agreed to sign something without reading it first.
Ryan's my lawyer.
For Joe to bring back his braids. I'll tell you what, my hair is starting to grow back. It's weird. Like, I don't know, maybe. Probably not, but maybe.
Signed petition.
Definitely not happening. It's weird. Like my hairline used to like start up here, and now it starts like closer to here. It's like, wow, where the fuck did all this hair come from? Now I got more surface area I need to shave. Yeah, well, it is what it is. I'm kind of happy to be growing hair back, kind of not, because I'm like, I just wish the rest of it would just fall out, and then I don't got to shave my head. Because I get lazy about it, and then like when I don't shave for like a week, then I go to shave, and then I get like really bad razor bumps, and it's like, fuck. That's why I shaved on Monday this week, because I'm like, all right, by Saturday these will go away. So I gotta figure out what the fuck. Like I know pants. Like I know what I'm wearing for pants on Saturday, but I don't know what I'm wearing for a shirt. I gotta figure that one out. So.
I don't know what I'm wearing.
Got a couple of days to figure it out.
I just throw on some clothes. I'm good.
Next week, Joe, I don't have enough hair for that. I certainly don't. There's pictures. You could go look at pictures. There's professionally done pictures of me with braids you could go look at. So a couple of sets of those, actually. So
And braids like what, like Corn, the band Corn would have.
kinda, yeah, something like that.
I did my hair like that once.
Yeah, it was more of like I would do it for shows because I was a singer and my hair would just get in my mouth and it was annoying. So it was like, okay, I would have to like push my hair out of my face all the time. So I'm just like, you know what? If I put it in braids, then I'm gonna worry about that. And I could still like headbang and my hair would fly all over, still like, move like you would want when you're headbanging. So John should put his hair in braids next week, says Laura.
Yeah. I give it a shot.
Well, you could, if I could do it, you could do it. I mean, I always had like somebody else do it for me because I was just like, I can do a braid. I just couldn't do it like on my own hair. So I would have like somebody else do it for me,
My daughter told me, asked me that once, can I braid your hair? No. Go away.
Yeah, I actually know how to do it. It's just, like the best way to get some Twizzler pull-in peels and you just get like, just take like 3 little strands of that and you can braid that shit. So that's like the best way to practice. Chin beard rules. What the fuck? She's talking about I just used to have the goatee back in the day. Yeah, I don't know. Some things change, some things don't. So
that's dedication. I can't.
Oh, this is a few years here. So Mark says he wishes he had hair to headbang.
It's fine.
Yeah. You get that going, man. That's just, it looks majestic. But it's been a long time since I've been able to grow my hair long. So, and I was told a couple of weeks ago I'm not allowed to. So,
No, I haven't had my hair this long since I was like 16.
Yeah, my hair was a little bit longer than that when it was long. But like, that was a long time. And I always had like wavy hair, so it was just like Dimebag Daryl hair. So, well, you've seen pictures of me without my braids when I had the long hair. So when we did a show at Club W, and it was for it was a dimes to dollars show, and it was for I'm pretty sure the charity was Little Kids Rock, which is a charity that I still to this day donate to. But it was like, oh, we're doing a Dimebag tribute show, and that was Dimebag's favorite charity was Little Kids Rock.
Yeah.
So we're doing this Dimebag tribute show, and I'm like, you know what, I got the goatee, and I got the hair. I'm gonna dye my goatee, and I'm gonna dress like Dimebag. Club WWI. There's a place I haven't heard of in a while. World Wrestling Insanity. We Want Insanity. It's now Hi Blog I'm Dad. It's James Gutman, who ran a great wrestling website for a little while now, and now is blogging about his adventures in being a father to a special needs child. So great guy. Really, appreciate him. I won WrestleMania tickets through Club WWI once. And I won the tickets. But I already had tickets. But they weren't better tickets.
No.
They were literally like a couple of rows, like maybe in front or behind where I was supposed to be sitting. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sell both of these and just get better tickets.
Yeah.
So I got like 200 like basically where we're sitting for SummerSlam, I had for WrestleMania in Orlando at WrestleMania 24. I've been falling asleep watching WrestleMania on Peacock and just like, just let it play. And then it's like, It's like, oh, you know, I'll wake up in the middle of a show. And I woke up in the middle of WrestleMania 24, and it's Batista versus Umaga. And I'm like, I was there, and I don't remember this. So, but, yeah. Anyway, got some Twitch viewers coming in. Hi, Twitch viewers. we never get anybody on Twitch.
Yeah.
I always get that report after the show. It's like, here's how many people watched you on Twitch. You had 0.01 viewer through the entire 2 hours. Like, yeah, great. Thanks, 0.01 viewer, for watching 0.01% of our content. But yeah, Umaga versus Batista was apparently a match on WrestleMania 24. I don't know how I didn't remember that happening. But I, like, woke up and it's like, oh, look, Batista just powerbombed Umaga.
It's a good match.
Yeah. And then it's like, then the next match was the ECW Championship match where Kane beat Chavo Guerrero in like 10 seconds. Oh, hey, it's music time, actually. We'll talk about that more when we get back. Ooh, that's a good idea. We'll talk about that more when we get back, too. We're going to play some music, though, right now. This is Johnny and the Man Kids, and you can catch them Friday at Mohawk Place. That's at 47 East Mohawk in Buffalo with Terror Town, and Tuesday night. And Tuesday night has an album coming out, an EP coming out in 6 days, so we'll be playing songs from them next week, you can bet. But they're playing Friday night at Mohawk, 7 p.m., I don't have any ticket information or age information. I'd assume 21 plus, and I don't know what the price at the door is, so just walk in with cash, I guess. But this is Johnny and the Man Kids, and this song is called Big Blue Sky on All WNY ThinkSoJoE Show.
Blown into pieces, sewn in velvet, muslin, and fleeces. All the changes you bear, they're only linens that you wear. No use of on to the rose of the past. It's better than it was, and I hope you find an answer. I love you, and I hope to find you someday.
That was Johnny and the Man Kids, the song called Big Blue Sky. You could catch them at Mohawk Place Friday night. That's at 47 East Mohawk in Buffalo with Terror Town, and Tuesday night. If I wasn't playing the next night, I'd probably go to that show. I'm trying to not see anybody but you guys for the rest of the week. Trying to not, trying to avoid getting contaminated or infected or anything. So, so before the break, okay, we got, where did that go? Where is it? Hi, pepperonis, no. There we go. I remember WrestleMania 24 was my first WrestleMania watch. It was actually my third WrestleMania to go to down in Orlando. So Batista, Umaga versus Batista. When did that happen? That happened at WrestleMania 24. I actually pulled up the match card because I wanted to see how much of this we actually remember. You being a wrestling fan, me having actually been in the venue for this. There was, on the pre-show, Kane won the 24-man Battle Royal to determine the number one contender for the ECW Championship. I distinctly remember that, and remembering Jesse and Festus getting eliminated. Like, bye biscuits, bye gravy. JBL defeated Finlay in a Belfast brawl. CM Punk defeated Shelton Benjamin, Chris Jericho, Carlito, Montel Vontavious Porter, Mr. Kennedy, and John Morrison in a Money in the Bank ladder match. Batista defeated Umaga, which was Batista was representing SmackDown and Umaga was representing Raw. Kane defeated Chavo Guerrero in 11 seconds for the ECW Championship. Shawn Michaels defeated Ric Flair. You're never going to forget that one.
Nope.
That was,
Never.
yeah, that was a good thing. And then Beth Phoenix. Oh, this match. Beth Phoenix and Melina with Santino Marella defeated Maria and Ashley in the Playboy Bunny Mania Lumberjill match. I remember this match because it was so boring the lights fell asleep. Power went out in the middle of the match.
Oh, really?
The pay-per-view feed, luckily, was unaffected, but the lights just go out, and Jerry Lawler's like, did The Undertaker just show up? And then they just turn on some spotlights that they happen to have and just point them all at the ring, and it was a really cool aesthetic, except for, like, that match was not... And then at the end of the match, Snoop Dogg knocked out Santino Marella. And then, let's see, Randy Orton defeated Triple H and John Cena in a triple threat match for the WWE Championship. Floyd Money Mayweather defeated Big Show by knockout.
Oh, I remember that.
They had like money like falling down, and it was just like Floyd Mayweather money, so it had like his picture on it. I didn't get one, and I'm kind of bummed about it. I looked them up on eBay recently, and I don't think they were cheap. And then The Undertaker defeated Edge by submission for the World Heavyweight Championship, and that was after that match. They had these like wires going across up above, the across from the hard camera.
Yeah.
And like local officials were like, guys, like these wires are meant for like rocket style pyro to go across. Local officials apparently told them, guys, that's not safe. Don't do it. And they did it anyway. And a bunch of people up in the section I was originally supposed to be in got burnt. And, minor injuries. It was nothing, like, nobody got seriously hurt. It was minor injuries. But, like, I'm like, and, like, those wires were right up above my head. I looked down, and they were, like, across the seat right in front of mine. And I don't mean, like, a couple of rows. I mean, like, right there. They were right there in front of me. I'm like, what happened? Why are these wires on the seats? Also, another thing I saw while I was watching that broadcast after I woke up was apparently Raven Simone was on that show talking about we're making the biggest Make-A-Wish, wish come true ever. We've got 50 kids from 50 states here. I vaguely remember that, but then they have Kim Kardashian come out and announce the attendance. I've told you this story before. I'm sitting next to this guy, and Kim Kardashian comes out and she's like, oh, our attendance tonight is, 68,000, whatever, and this dude next to me just goes, damn, is that how many people could fit in her ass? I will never forget that. Like, that is just like etched in my, like burned in my memory of that guy just saying that, like right after Kim Kardashian announced the attendance. It was a great experience. We're going to SummerSlam this year, so that's going to be your first big WWE stadium show. And then we're going to try and go to Los Angeles next year for WrestleMania. I'm going to try and make that happen for you. I think WrestleMania's gotten too, poppy, or like too mainstream, or like okay, now like they have always had celebrities and shit, but now it's like the celebrities are in the fucking matches. And not to take anything away from like Bad Bunny or even like Logan Paul from his match this year, but like, come on. Or Johnny Knoxville, really. Johnny Knoxville was actually pretty good in his match, and the build up for the match with Sami Zayn.
Bad Bunny was pretty good.
I thought that's what I'm saying. I mean, not to take anything away from these celebrities, but like they're in the matches now. They're not just like there to guest ring announce, guest commentate, walk Shawn Michaels and Diesel to the ring. Like
who's next?
Yeah, right. Well, apparently The Rock, but
oh yeah,
anyway.
He was a wrestler. So.
Let's see here. Umaga versus Batista. Yes, that was a Raw versus SmackDown thing. That is correct. Hey Joe, is the Ask John shirts going to be made? I hope so. Yeah, I think we could do that. If there apparently there's a demand for that, we'll make some Ask John t-shirts.
Merch.
Do you realize the last two mass murderers would not be let into it? Yes, I do realize that. These 18-year-old kids are getting fucking guns. Assault fucking weapons. Why do they need assault? Why does anybody need an assault weapon, first of all? Like, I don't want to take your guns away. If you're watching this show and you're a Republican and you're a gun nut, you love the NRA, you're a card-carrying lifelong member of the NRA, and you're like, you're not taking my guns. Come take it from me. Like, I'm not trying to take your fucking guns away. I'm trying to take reasonable guns, though. What do you need an assault rifle for? The fuck are you using an assault rifle for? Nobody, this kid who shot up the fucking Tops here in Buffalo, nobody's fucking batting an eye that this kid owns an assault rifle, bulletproof, armor. Yeah. What? He's not in the fucking military. What does he need this shit for?
Yeah. Seriously.
Never mind the fact that he was previously apparently thought to have been planning to shoot up his school. How the fuck did this kid legally obtain a firearm? And I say legally because he legally had that gun was legally registered to that kid.
And yesterday I heard about this shit.
And this fucking guy, this fucking kid yesterday walks into a store, from what I've read, walks into a store on his 18th birthday. Let me get these two assault rifles. Here you go. There's supposed to be a background check, a waiting period. Is the Brady law, right? Am I not right here? How does this kid? And nobody fucking bats an eye that this kid on his 18th birthday walks into this fucking store like, let me get these assault rifles.
Whoever sold him the guns to be fired.
I don't know what the laws are.
Oh yeah.
In regard.
Why would you do that?
But you can't blame blame the people selling the guns. If the sale was made legally, which from my understanding it was, if the sale was made legally, you can't blame the shopkeeper. They have no responsibility. I mean, outside.
He didn't know that was gonna happen.
Right, he didn't know what he's got no responsibility to outside of I sold him the gun. He had his documentation. He had whatever licenses he probably needed, whatever. But nobody fucking bats an eye when an 18-year-old kid on his 18th birthday walks into a fucking what I can only assume is a fucking arms dealer, a gun store of some sort. Because where the fuck are they selling assault rifles in fucking Walmart in Texas? They might be. I don't know. I've never been. I've never been outside of the airport in Texas. Seriously, this doesn't raise a flag to this shopkeeper. I mean, maybe it's like, hey, he's got all this paperwork. Here you go, dude, and doesn't ask questions. I don't know. To me, that's a red flag. You're walking into the store on your 18th birthday. You want 2 fucking assault rifles. That's what he apparently bought. And again, this is 18-year-old kid that shot up tops here. Today's merch sales are all going to go to the 514 Buffalo Victims Fund, by the way. Through the end of the show. But the kid who shot up tops legally had that weapon. So here's the thing. I don't want to take away your right to bear arms. That is your Second Amendment right. That is your right as an American citizen, is to have a weapon with which to protect yourself and your family. And I don't want to take that away from anybody. And I don't think anybody anybody within reason wants to take that ability to protect yourself and your family away from anybody, and your right to bear arms, your Second Amendment rights. But come on, there's got did they really write that Second Amendment with the idea of assault rifles, which probably didn't exist back then? I don't know. I'm assuming. Like, is it really necessary to have more than, like, say, a revolver to defend your house? You need a fucking assault rifle that you can go off to fucking war and use on an enemy? Like, come on, get the fuck out of here with that shit. I'm not against people owning guns. I just, like, come on, within reason here.
Yeah.
You're not a fucking soldier. You're not in the fucking military. What the fuck do you need bulletproof armor for? And an assault rifle or 2? Especially you're 18 years old. What the fuck? What kind of enemies you got at 18 years old? Shit.
It ruins your life.
Uh-huh. And ruins the life of these families.
Families.
We're talking about these children are dead. These adults in Buffalo are dead. And, like, that's not to say anything about the parents of these children and what they have to go through now. And the children of these people in Buffalo and what they have to go through now. And the siblings and the spouses and the grandchildren. And just, it's ridiculous.
It is.
All right. John, what are your thoughts on apple pies? What are your thoughts on apple pies? This is also an audio podcast too, so I mean, you gotta, come up with
delicious.
Delicious. All right, there you go. He likes apple pies, but not in the Jason Biggs way. John, how many legs does a 7-legs spider have? How many legs does a 7-legs spider have?
I don't like spiders.
Right answer.
It scared me.
I don't mind spiders. What I don't like is bees. I'm sitting on my
bees.
Oh, dude, I'm sitting on the porch a couple of days ago. What the fuck? There was a thunderstorm. So I was like, ooh, thunderstorm. Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm going to go out on the porch. And I ordered some food. And I sat on the porch and ate dinner. And I'm like sitting there enjoying the thunderstorm, watching the Blues game on my iPad. And I'm like, all right, it's starting to get cold. I'm going to go back in. And there's a bee like 3 inches, like a bee like this fucking big, like 3 inches away from my door handle. So I'm like, very slowly, trying to open the door without disturbing this giant fucking bee. And I know this bee lives in my fucking porch because I've seen him fly like into the porch.
Oh, really?
Like into the structure of the porch. So I need to let my landlady know because we're hosting South Buffalo Porch Fest. Our porch is one of the porches. So I want to make sure, like, hey, there's a giant bee living in that porch, right? You don't want that coming out like during Porch Fest.
Yeah.
That's why I might be actually kind of glad we're moving indoors because I hate bees, man. I've seen some big ones this year. There was one at the bus stop this morning. Waiting to go to UPS. There's a bee like this fucking big. Maybe not that big, but it's just like fucking huge, like just flying around the bus stop sign. And I'm just like, I'm not bothering you. I'm not bothering you. Not bothering you. And I saw him fly across the street. Okay, good.
I don't do with bees. I don't do with spiders.
Spiders, bigger spiders will freak me out, but like little ones don't bother me.
I kill them, but they're on me. I'm like
Dude,
I scream like a girl.
I have a rule about. Joe just sent you a package. Don't worry about the buzzing noise. Says more Laura, more Laura, more. There's actually a package on its way here right now. It'll show up in a few minutes. This is what sucks, man. So I had this, I ordered this guitar that I showed earlier. And it was like, okay, it'll be there Tuesday between 5:15 and 7:15. And it's like, yeah, but I leave the house at 6 o'clock every Tuesday to go to band practice. So I don't want to risk that, risk not being home. So I was like, you know what, can you guys deliver it Wednesday instead? They're like, yeah, sure, So they switched it to Wednesday, but it was still in their system as a pending request. And so I called as soon as it got into Buffalo Monday night. I'm like, can I just pick this up in the morning? And they're like, well, it'll cost $7.99. I was talking to the live chat on the website. They're like, oh, it'll cost $7.99, but we can't take the payment through the website. You got to go, you got to actually call. So they give me the number, I call, I talk to a rep, and they're like, well, because it's still pending for your change to Wednesday, we can't make any more changes to this. Like, really? Okay, that sucks. I guess I'll just wait then. And then Tuesday, yesterday morning, I wake up and it's like, oh, your package redelivery request has been confirmed. I was like, oh, good. So it's not pending in the system anymore. So I call and I'm like, hey, can I just pick this package up today? And they're like, yeah, it'll be $7.99 and we'll charge you the $7.99. You just come pick it up. We'll call you within the next hour. And this is at like 1:30. It's like, okay, cool. That'll give me like plenty of time. So, that's at like 1:30, 2:30 comes around. I'm like, well, what the fuck? And it gets to be like 3 o'clock. So I go on the website. I'm like, yo, can you look into this for me? See if this is available for pickup? Because they never called me. And they're like, oh, just as far as I can tell, it's still, they're still processing it. So, just wait for the phone call. And then I, kind of complained about it on Twitter, and UPS was like, let us know what, your information. We'll look into it for you. So I give them the information. They get back to me at 4:51 p.m. The facility closes at 5 p.m. They get back to me at 4:51 p.m. Yeah, it's showing that your package is available for pickup. Like, great, except they close in 9 fucking minutes. So great, I just paid $7.99 to still get it on the day I would have gotten it anyway. Hooray. And then, of course, I have to get there. I don't drive, so I get there. I go in this little, there's a little building, like, right before you get there. Yeah. And there's, like, gates around. So I go in, I see people, like, inside this building. So I go in, there's metal detectors. I'm like, do I just set my stuff here and walk there? She's like, do you work here? No, I'm just here to pick up a package. She's, oh, no, you got to go out and go around. I'm like, oh, okay, I just saw the building here. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll do that. So I go in, and then they can't find the fucking package because somebody put it in the wrong room.
You know that.
It's like, oh, man, this is ridiculous. And then I had to Uber home, and, So it ended up costing me like $25 just to get the package the day I would have gotten it anyway. It's ridiculous. I mean, to be fair, I'm waiting on a package right now, and it would have been on the same truck. So I would still be waiting for it. I wouldn't have it now. It would have came during the podcast, and I would have had to worried about it if it got delivered not during a song break. You know what I mean? So it was like, oh, fuck, the thing's on the porch, John. You got to handle this podcast for 5 minutes, dude. I'll be right back. And then you're always comparing the show to Wayne's World, so it'd be like the scene where Wayne leaves. Yeah, Garth, and Garth's just like, hi, I'm having a good time. Not. You just cut to some production guy. You ever see that scene in Scanners where the dude's head blows up? So, yeah. Maybe it was worth the $25 for me to go get it this morning.
I probably do the extreme camera thing. Close up.
Whoa! Yeah. But, but I got my guitar. That's nice. I think the other thing that's coming is some tablet stands or something for put my iPads on the desk. Which would have been nice 2 weeks ago when there was 4 hockey games on at once. I mean, I guess there was never really 4 hockey games on at once, but I mean it'd be nice for tonight when fucking AEW and the Blues game are on. We missed the ESW show. We didn't go to the ESW. I didn't go, and I thought about it because it was Frankie Feathers is going to wrestle somebody from Impact Wrestling, a mystery opponent. And I'm sitting here texting my friend Shannon, and I'm just like, hey, I'm thinking of going to this ESW show. Mostly because I want to see who Frankie ends up wrestling. Frankie Feathers is a friend of, a friend of the show. He hasn't been on this show, but he was on Board Wrestling Fan a couple of times, and he was one of Brian's favorite guests. Frankie Feathers does not touch children. Brian would probably want me to remind you. But anyway, but he was wrestling a mystery opponent from Impact Wrestling, and I'm talking to my friend Shannon. I'm like, it's either going to be Diener or it's going to be Johnny Swinger, and there's a very, very outside chance it'll be Eric Young. It ended up being Johnny Swinger. I'm kind of bummed I missed it because I like Johnny Swinger. Actually, I like Eric Young and Cody Diener too, but like...
They're like one of those indie shows?
Yeah.
I've never been to one of those.
No, the next one's at the Frontier Fire Hall in Niagara Falls.
Okay.
So maybe we'll go to that.
Yeah.
They haven't announced like any special guests or anything yet, but this show was Jay Lethal and Trey Miguel from AEW and Impact Wrestling, respectively, were the main event of that show. So it's kind of, oh man, that's so cool. I want to see those guys. It was originally Buddy Matthews, and I was like, oh, that's going to be a great match. And I kind of got less excited when it was Jay Lethal, but I'm like, it still might be good. At least get a Jay Lethal autograph or something.
Yeah.
Which we're going to get some Mick Foley autographs next weekend. So you've never met Mick Foley.
No.
So I have. Mick's a really great guy. I was trying to get him to do like a pre-tape for us, like an interview, but he never responded to me. So maybe I should DM him, be like, yo, Mick.
Probably busy, mostly.
I got this podcast. I know you're busy next Wednesday. You can't do it live, but if you have some time and you want to do like a quick interview over Skype for me to, or Zoom or something for me to just plug your show at Nietzsche's on June 5th, tickets on sale now, $35 for just the show, $75 for the meet and greet, and all the proceeds go to the fund for the 514 Buffalo Victims Fund.
That's awesome.
Which that is so cool of Mick Foley to just be like, yo, that sucks, I'm gonna help. So
shows you how much of a good guy he is.
Oh, he's a wonderful, like, amazing human being. And you were asking me about the show last night, and I was telling you a little bit about it. It's like he usually does a little bit of, he does a lot of, tells a lot of stories, and then he usually opens up for a question, a Q&A, and he goes, but at the beginning of the show, he's like, but before we get to the Q&A, I will answer the one question everybody's already got in mind. Yes, it hurt when The Undertaker threw me off of Hell in a Cell. Which, the irony being that this show is actually going to be the night of WWE's Hell in a Cell premium live event.
Like he would say.
By the way, fuck Ringside News. Anyway.
Like Mick Foley would say, I always want to say this, Mick Foley would be live in Buffalo.
Right here in Buffalo, New York. Yeah. I've dressed as Mick Foley for Halloween. So it'll be, since I've met him, I met him back in 2015. He was here. He performed at Helium.
Was he dressed like Mankind or?
No, he at the time, he was in the middle of wearing like Santa Claus shirts every day for a year. So he actually had a WrestleMania 29 t-shirt with like a Santa Claus Hawaiian shirt on over it. And he had just gotten an iPhone like that day. So we're in line waiting to meet him, and he's just like trying to figure out how to use his phone. And I'm like, I can't help you. I'm an Android guy. Sorry. But it's really cool that somebody the stature of Mick Foley would be like, yo, fuck thoughts and prayers. I'm coming to actually do something. I'm gonna help these people, and come and do a show and donate all the proceeds from ticket sales and merch to the victims. So, I mean, I highly recommend, whether you've met Mick Foley or not, if you're in Buffalo and you, you don't even have to be a wrestling fan really to enjoy this, but most of the stories are about wrestling, but like, you don't have to be a wrestling fan. It'll still be entertaining for you. And I highly recommend just spending the extra $40 to do the meet and greet, just because it's going to a good cause. And I absolutely, believe in the cause and want to help. And that was like, I figured you hadn't met him before. So I'm like, I'm gonna get these so John can meet Mick Foley, and also I can meet Mick Foley again. because the picture I got with him last time was just terrible. So maybe I'll find it during the break. We'll put it up when we come back. But we're about to go to a break now. If you're out in Rochester this Saturday, you can catch the band False Pockets because they are performing Saturday at Bug Jar, 219 Monroe Avenue in Rochester with Make It Stop. It's Make It Stop's EP release party. Divinex, or Divine X, I never did get a clarification on how to pronounce that name, and Heishin. And that's at the Bug Jar at 8 p.m., $10, and 21 and up at the door. You can go to this show if you're 18 to 20, but you have to buy your tickets in advance at bugjar.com before noon the day of the show. You cannot buy a ticket at the door to go see this band if you're 18 years old, but you could go buy a firearm in Texas and shoot up a fucking classroom of kids. Fucking bullshit. This is False Pockets, and the song is called You Want It Crusty on all WNY Think So Joe Show. That was False Pockets on all WNY Think So Joe Show. This is right in the way here. All right, I'm gonna show you the picture. This is that's me with Mick Foley at Helium Comedy Club in 2015. Way back then.
BWO.
Wearing my BWO t-shirt.
Blue World or...
You ever see the picture of me with the Sandman?
No.
So I was at an ESW show in actually right around the corner from you at.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, right around the corner from you at the Keenan Center out there in Lockport, and Sandman was one of the guests, and he's making his he didn't wrestle. He just had like a little segment where he beat up some of the heels, right? So he comes out to the ring and he's doing the whole like Enter Sandman entrance through the crowd, guzzling beer, and I happen to be wearing my BWO shirt like I do at like every wrestling show. And Sandman just comes, just dumps beer right down, picks me out and dumps beer down my throat. And it's like, yeah, this is so cool. Except he wasn't selling merch.
Oh, you did show me that. I remember now.
He wasn't selling merch. And I'm like, dude, I would so buy a shirt because my shirt is drenched in beer and I have this, ride back to Buffalo.
You get pulled over.
Like,
been drinking?
I mean, I wasn't driving, so.
Oh, yeah. Well,
But still, like, dude, like, if you were, it would be a brilliant marketing idea to be selling shirts if you're dousing people in beer.
yeah.
He was selling Singapore canes. I didn't buy one.
What's that going to do for you?
All right, I'm going to dry off with the cane. I'm just going to, I don't fucking know. But yeah, no, yeah, that was fun. getting doused in beer by the Sandman. But he told me after the fact, he was like, yeah, I picked you because you're obviously an old school fan. You're wearing the BWO shirt. Like, yeah, cool. I knew this would pay off eventually. The only member of the BWO I've ever seen actually wrestle live is Stevie Richards. Saw him at an ROH show.
Really?
Also at the Keenan Center, actually, out in Lockport. Yeah. Yeah, ROH did a show at the Keenan Center out in Lockport. I went to that. The main event was Moose, ACH, and Michael Elgin in a triple threat match that ACH won. Obviously, Michael Elgin is a piece of shit, and we don't need to talk about him any further. And then ACH went and joined WWE, where they were completely fucking, I don't want to say racist towards him, but at least very, very, very fucking tasteless towards him, putting out this shirt with big fucking lips that had his WWE name in it. It's like, you guys don't see a problem with that? like that, that's an old school racial stereotype right there. And he got in this big ass fight with them and just walked the fuck out, like kind of like Sasha Banks and Naomi did last week.
Yeah.
But, anyway, yeah. So, yeah, but yeah, that was my picture with the last time I met Mick Foley. So it'd be cool to meet him again. And a couple of my friends have seen him a couple of times recently, and apparently he like remembered them. And they're probably like they were already going to see him Monday night, the 6th. So I think they might also be going to the one on the 5th because it's Mick Foley. He's cool as shit. I know non-wrestling fans who are like, I fucking love Mick Foley. Meredith Snow, a prominent Buffalo band photographer. She is not a wrestling fan, loves Mick Foley. Absolutely loves Mick Foley. To a point where at one point I gave her a Mankind action figure, and I'm pretty sure she still has it in her car to this day. I don't know. I haven't asked her about it, but I'm pretty sure to this day she still has this Mankind action figure.
I hear he's a really good, cool dude.
He's so cool. He's such a nice guy. Like, he comes across as a really nice guy on TV. I mean, obviously not when he was like Cactus Jack and he was just this maniac, right? But once like you started seeing that softer side of Mankind, like, and he just transitioned more into being Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Mick Foley is such a nice dude, and I'm so looking forward to meeting him again on the 5th and getting to see his act again and see if he's see what else is, see if he's added anything new, and you're in for a great time because I mean you're going into this. Yeah, you've never seen like they did a special on the network. You never seen any of that or?
No, I mean, I know a couple times that I don't know if you remember in the Falls, the Summit Mall.
Yeah.
He's done like signings there, like at a card store in there.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to go, but that was like so long ago.
I'll tell you what, I never got to meet Jimmy Snuka. And Jimmy Snuka did a signing there like the day after I met my second ex-wife.
Yeah.
And we were like talking about we're gonna go meet Jimmy Snuka. And we ended up not going anywhere for reasons. And then like I used to live right across the street from the hotel I worked at. The hotel had a bar, and somebody called me up from work, and they're like, "Dude, Jimmy Snuka's drinking in the bar right now. You should come. You should come meet Jimmy Snuka." And I was like, "Dude, he's not doing a signing. He's not at a show. He's there to fucking drink and have a good time. I don't want to fucking be that guy." So I never got to meet Jimmy Snuka, even though I had a couple of opportunities, including the signings at the Summit Mall.
Yeah.
Summit Mall, man, my old hangout.
I know. I used to go to karaoke every Thursday
I
night.
used to do karaoke there.
Yeah. But back in high school.
You're a little younger than me, so like that's you're gonna have a slightly different experience of the mall than I did. We used to go like every week and just go to the arcade and just spend a ton of money. But there was like that was back when there was actually like over 100 stores and not just a sign pointing to it that said over 100 stores.
The only wrestler I met was Edge, and that was I was working at Bob Evans, and it was the weekend of when Jeff Hardy won the title.
Okay, Armageddon, yeah.
I was there, and yeah, he was really a nice guy. Like,
so I have also met Edge, and I can vouch for Edge being a really nice guy. There was a signing. There was a place used to be called WWE Niagara Falls, and it was right over on Clifton Hill in Niagara Falls, Canada. And they would occasionally have signings. And the one time it was like, oh, we've got Edge and we've got Stacy Keibler. Like, oh, that's cool. So we met Edge, and Edge was like sitting there. He had a neck brace on. He was still out with his neck injury. Way before he retired from his injuries, but like, he was still out with the neck injury that put him out for like a year. And, we're just like, hey, man, how's it going? He's like, I'm doing all right. Like, when are you coming back? Like, hopefully November, hopefully. He was just really nice, really excited to see everybody, really happy to sign autographs for everybody. And then you walk over, Stacy Keibler sitting right next to him. You hand her the thing. She signs it, hands it back to you. That's it. Did not want to fucking be there. Like, okay, cool. Nice to meet you. See ya. Which is actually kind of my experience with Andrew Peters of the Buffalo Sabres. Like, he signed my autograph. I'm like, hey, man, thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. He's, yeah, you too.
It's like the
fuck?
one year freaking Warped Tour. Ronnie Radke did that. And he said something about Buffalo, how he overdosed. He didn't want to sign autographs. He just had his head down. Like, really, dude?
Yeah. It's Paige's boyfriend, is it not?
Yeah, Paige's boyfriend.
Yeah.
He's a genius at music.
So we went the one time. They were doing like this whole weekend of like autograph signings at WWE Niagara Falls, and I didn't get. So I got a Rey Mysterio figure signed by, somebody brought it for me to get signed.
Yeah.
But like the other signings were Lita, which I couldn't get off of work, and I hate the fact that I just went to work instead of saying "fuck you," I'm gonna go meet Lita, because to this day I love Lita. Like, I would love to meet. Like, I'd love to meet Lita right now.
Me too.
And profess my undying love for her, but unfortunately, I couldn't get off of work, so I didn't get to meet her. And then the other signing was Bobby Heenan, Mean Gene Okerlund, and Rowdy Roddy Piper. And I overslept. We got up there, and the security dick was just like, no, I can't let any more people in. Like, dude, we're 2 minutes late. Like, nah, You should have got here on time. Like, dude, come on, really? Like, you're not going to let us in. Like, no, I'm not going to let you in. So we never got to fucking meet, Bobby Heenan, who is like one of my fucking idols.
One of the best managers ever.
Absolutely. Mean Gene Okerlund and Rowdy Roddy Piper.
I know.
I missed out on fucking 3 Hall of Famers who are now, I'm never going to get to meet them because they've all sadly passed since then. But I did get to see, they did a Piper's Pit outside the store, which was cool. So I got to see that, but I didn't get to meet them, and that fucking sucked. But let's see, who else have I met? I've met Hulk Hogan. Haven't told you that story?
No, you didn't.
Okay. So WrestleMania 18, we got the fan access tickets for the night before. And, we're hanging out outside. We met a couple of, nice people from Toronto that we were just kind of hanging out with. And we got in this line, and Spike Dudley's signing autographs. And this is a long-ass line. Now, this center that they had this in was like 2 floors, but like the upper floor was just like the perimeter.
Yeah,
so you could see down to the bottom floor. And on the bottom floor, there's a wrestling ring. If you watch, if you have the WrestleMania 18 DVD, there's actually an Easter egg in there of like The Rock cutting a promo about Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I was actually there for that. That was at the session I was at. So they have a wrestling ring down on the first floor, and up on the second floor, they got a couple of autograph tables on either side. So we're up on the second floor, we're in this line, and it's Spike Dudley signing autographs, and they're like, oh, we're gonna have a match now. It's gonna be Just Incredible and Lance Storm. Like, well, fuck, I wanna see that. So me and my girlfriend at the time, and the 2 people we're hanging out with from Canada, we're like, yo, let's just go watch this match. Fuck this autograph line. This is a long ass line. The security guard goes, don't go. What the fuck you mean don't go? Trust me, it'll be worth it. Okay, you know something we don't, clearly, so we'll stand in line. So now we're like, halfway through the line, and Spike Dudley gets up and he leaves. And it's like, X-Pac comes out. It's like, oh, cool, X-Pac. I like X-Pac. It was DX X-Pac, so it wasn't like X Factor X-Pac, where everybody was, where the term X-Pac heat comes from. I never understood why nobody liked X-Pac or X Factor for that matter. That theme was a banger. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Anyway, and so X-Pac signing on. Okay, cool. That's pretty cool. And then it's like, like the winding kind of, like you would stand in at the bank, like that kind of row.
Yeah.
So we're like 3 rows back now. And X-Pac gets up and leaves, and it feels like forever that we're just waiting for somebody else to come out. And you just see this arm come through the curtain, like, it's like, holy shit, it's fucking Hulk Hogan. And this was before Hulk Hogan, turned out to be a real piece of shit. You know what I mean? But like, so, I don't get starstruck. I don't mark out for anybody. I don't like lose my shit over meeting anybody. I'm meeting Hulk Hogan. I'm like, dude, I have a Hulk Hogan garbage can. You're gonna kick The Rock's ass tomorrow. Yeah, Hulkamania will live forever. Like just fucking losing my shit because I'm meeting Hulk Hogan, like the most famous wrestler to ever fucking live prior to like Stone Cold Steve Austin or John Cena. You know what I mean? And like. Or like in the in this day and age, Roman Reigns.
Did he have the NWO shirt on?
He had an NWO shirt on, right? I'm wearing this Playboy Talent Scout shirt, which I still have. And he goes, "Oh, I have that shirt at home, dude." I'm like, "Yeah, I have my NWO shirt back at the hotel room. I'm gonna wear it tomorrow. You're gonna kick The Rock's ass." I'm just like so fucking lost because I'm like, and here's the kicker: my camera stopped working.
Oh shit!
My camera died under the awesome power of Hulkamania. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it. I still, to this day, don't know exactly what happened to the camera, but I swear it was crushed under the awesome power of Hulkamania.
My dad's brother, he does he has to travel a lot, and he got to sit on a plane right next to Hulk Hogan.
That's cool.
You got to talk to him, and
I'll tell you, I will say this, Hulk Hogan has always been cool to me.
oh yeah.
Obviously I don't condone, you know, the racism or anything like that. You know, like obviously, I think Hulk Hogan is a piece of shit. You know what I mean? But like, he's always been cool to me. Anytime I've ever interacted with him, be it like in person at that, you know, signing or at, or like on Twitter, like he's always been cool to me. And I was hoping to meet him. He did a TNA show here. We were trying to get. We had just gotten engaged, my ex-wife and I, and we were just kind of like trying to play on Don West's sympathies to get him to let us meet Hulk Hogan because we didn't buy the $75 advance ticket to meet him. He wouldn't let us. He was like, congratulations, but no. I actually have a Don West micro brawler around here somewhere. It's actually on top of the records right behind you there. Bottom stack right on top of the records there.
I see it.
Little Don West micro brawler that, and the reason I bought the Don West micro brawler is he's been battling cancer, and that was actually going to his cancer treatments. So, but anyway, so right after I meet Hulk Hogan, I meet two other future Hall of Famers in Queen Sharmell and Trish Stratus. And I didn't know who the fuck Sharmell was at the time. Like it didn't dawn on me that she was like, you know, a backstage interviewer for WWE at the time, also Booker T's wife and a former Nitro girl and the future queen. But like Trish Stratus. And we're trying to get pictures with Trish Stratus, but the camera's just not fucking working. And Trish is like, oh, man, you know, I hand the camera to my then girlfriend. And she manages to get it to snap a picture. We don't have any of these pictures. They never fucking came out or nothing. So like, you know, but like, oh, you know, men, they need us to do everything for them, you know? Like, God damn it, Trish Stratus just fucking insulted me. And I've met Trish again after that. It was supposed to be brock Lesnar, but he fell off a boat and cut his leg up pretty bad on the propeller. So he had to cancel, and they just sent Trish instead. So yeah, I've met a ton of wrestlers, dudes. Like Gregory Iron's fucking autograph is still on the wall over here, the handicap hero. But yeah, I met Johnny Gargano. His is actually like behind the hats over there on the wall. I met Johnny Gargano. He was actually the first interview we did on my old wrestling podcast. And I was like, dude, you were the first guy we ever interviewed on this wrestling podcast. And I think he gave me the autograph for free, and he signed it, hey, Joe, thank you for letting me be your first. Yeah, you got to go to these
wrestling.
You got to go to these indie shows, man. That's where you meet them all. Like you'll meet wrestlers that are like, you know, just left WWE and they're on their, you know, they're working, you know, ROH or Impact or you know, AEW and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or you'll meet guys like I met Hurricane and Goldust at a show at the Keenan Center actually. Before both of them went back to WWE. But you'll also meet guys who you're going to see later. Like Shawn Spears is wrestling Wardlow tonight on AEW. I think that's a steel cage match, right? Shawn Spears has been prominently featured on AEW. Prior to that, he was Ty Dillinger in WWE 10, you know? And so I'm like, you know, and every time I see him, I just have to smile because I'm sitting there thinking about sitting next to his mother at his first ever match. And she goes, that's my son, Shawn. This is his first match. I'm so excited and nervous. Like, it was so cute. His mom was just like, so happy for him. And like, you know, he was Shawn Brittany Spears at that show.
Shawn Brittany Spears.
And then you never know. Like, you're going to see some of these guys later.
Down the road.
Eric Young was like the main event on those shows up in Niagara Falls, Canada. It was him and this dude, Danger Boy Derek Wilde, and they were feuding over the affection. They were feuding over the title of Neo Spirit Pro Wrestling, but also over the affections of Angel Williams, who went on to greater success as Angelina Love. You never know who you're watching in these shows that you're going to see on, you know, AEW or WWE or like The Blade. from AEW is Pepper Parks. He used to wrestle here in Empire State Wrestling, and I would see him all the time. I've met him dozens of times, just messing with him because I saw him on a lose a squash match to Shad Gaspard on an episode of SmackDown. Like, hey, yeah, man, you look like this dude I saw on TV. His name was Jesse Guyver. He got beat up by Shad Gaspard. You know. So, you know, that's the cool part about going to the indie shows is, like, you get to meet these guys. Like, I've met Sanjay Dutt, met Trent Beretta, Colt Cabana, you know, all kinds of people.
Boom, Cabana.
Colt Cabana. His autograph was, it was up on the wall back here, but I replaced it with Whispers painting there. But for the longest time, it was on the wall there. Laura can vouch for that. I think it's actually, yeah, it's down there. It's back behind the table there.
Oh, yeah,
Colt Cabana. But yeah, you meet everybody at these shows. Like, I sent you a video. It was RJ City. I think I sent you the Orange Cassidy Hey EW.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, RJ City is like, my buddy used to manage him. So I don't know if that I've actually met that guy, but I have definitely seen that guy work a ton of times before he became like this interviewer / wrestling comedian, you know, like.
Yeah.
Which new episode came out a couple of days ago with it's him interviewing Hobbs and Starks. It's hilarious. But yeah, I mean, you never know, like, if these guys are, you know, I've met Raven. Brian and I went and met Raven, which was cool as shit. Because it was like, oh, Raven's going to be signing during intermission in the ring. I was like, cool. So I got a picture, like, you know, I got a picture with Mick Foley. I got a picture in the ring with Raven. I've got a picture in the ring with Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy?
Yeah, I've shown you that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. With my ex-wife, of course, who looks terrified because, you know, that was the wrestler she always wanted to meet. And they were like, for $20, everybody in your party can get in the ring and get a picture taken with Jeff Hardy. So we get in the ring. I'm like, you can give him a hug, right? Just, no, I can't do that. I can't ask him for a hug. So we get in the ring. I'm like, she's too nervous to ask you for a hug. And he just goes, he gives her a big hug, you know, like, and it's just like, you just met your favorite fucking wrestler. This would, like, you not asking for a hug from Jeff Hardy would be like me not asking for a hug from Lita. You know, if I ever had the privilege to meet her, like, yeah. So
you never know if you go to, maybe she'll be at SummerSlam or if you go to WrestleMania.
Maybe. I hope so. That would be awesome. Be like, yo, check out my punk band. I love your punk band. I'm sorry you're not doing it anymore. Fucking luchadors.
You come to our show one time.
Yeah. Apparently Brian Reagan was like showing up at fucking local metal shows after his comedy sets. Like, some friends of mine played a show and fucking Brian Reagan just shows up. Like, really? That's so fucking cool. Yeah, no, it's so, yeah, I've met a ton of wrestlers. I was at an ESW show one time. I didn't meet Kevin Owens, but it was right before he signed with WWE, and they're in they're in a fire hall on just in North Tonawanda. I can't think of the name of the place off the top of my head. St. Johnsburg Fire Hall or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're in this fire hall, and like above each corner of the ring, there's like ceiling fans, and he's just like, you know, beating up his opponent, and then he goes to like all the fucking ceiling fans and just spins them. It's like, dude, that's so cool. Yeah, I've met so many fucking wrestlers, dude. It's not even funny. Like, we've hung out in the back, and I've met like Sheamus and Matt Stryker. And like Matt Stryker was like basically didn't want to be there. And then he was gone like not too long after that. So, you know, but yeah, I mean, you know, you just got to be in the right place at the right time, I guess. You go to these indie shows, you go to, you know, Comic-Cons and, you know, autograph signings and fan access and all this kind of shit. I mean, like, obviously we don't get like fan access here because we're fucking Buffalo. We don't have a stadium for them to do a stadium show in. And even when we build a new one, we won't because they don't want to put a fucking dome on it. Oh well, what are you going to do? I don't know, maybe if we get a fucking stadium and it's, you know, state of the art enough, maybe they'll be like, yo, we should do SummerSlam in Buffalo. Probably won't happen.
No.
Not a big enough city for that, I don't think, but...
Or we'll get like Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, or a small pay-per-view.
Give us Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank they're doing in stadiums now for some reason. I'll take Money in the Bank. Fucking love Money in the Bank ladder matches. Fucking the one at WrestleMania 24 with CM Punk, John Morrison a fucking moonsault with the fucking ladder. Like, holy shit.
That was insane.
Yeah. And then by the time I went to my next WrestleMania, which was 29, they had their own pay-per-view for that shit. So I'm like, fuck, I don't get a ladder match.
I love the Money in the Bank ladder matches. You don't know what's gonna happen.
No, I know, it's great. It's great. We'll make sure we're not busy the night of Money in the Bank. So, all right. So we're gonna play we're gonna play a band we know all too well. We're gonna play the Living Braindead right now.
Oh my god.
So we have this song. It's called "Heil This Shitbag."
Yeah.
And for thank you for sitting up so that my face came in focus. Anyway, yeah, if we're in like different planes, like one of us might be out of focus. So anyway, yeah, so like we kind of like, even when Brian was alive, we were just kind of like, yeah, this is the first song that's going off the set list, because like I hated playing it. And it's just like, do we really have to do this song? And like, I didn't like it. Katie didn't like it. You had reasons not to like it for a brief period of time. And, you know, I think we've really grown to really appreciate this song over the last like several months. And like just at band practice when it's coming up, it's like, okay, this one's for anybody who's against abortions. Like anybody who's, you know, an old white man trying to tell women what they can do with their bodies. This song's for any 18-year-old fucking kid who's going out and buying an assault weapon with the intent of killing children or just, you know, people out grocery shopping for their families. Fuck those people. The song's called "Heil This Shitbag," and you can hear it on Saturday night at fucking Walmore Inn when we play with Cardiac Cassette, Low Chatter, DC Suits, and the Holdouts. That is 4 p.m. doors, 6 p.m. music, and $10 at the door. It benefits Brandon Jones and his family. It's a cancer benefit. And also Cardiac Cassette's CD release. They will have their new album, For the Birds, available at that show. This song's called "Heil This Shitbag." It's the Living Braindead on all WNY ThinkSoJoE show.
To violate your truth.
The Living Braindead, song called Heil This Shitbag, available on Falls Count Anywhere, available wherever you can download and stream music. And also, you can buy the CD from our web store, shop.livingbraindead.com. Or you can buy it at the show on Saturday, provided John brings me back the merch box. Look on his face.
Gotta remember.
Yeah, I'll text you in the middle of the night so that you see it like first thing in the morning. Like, oh, let me put that in the car now.
It's right by the front door, so.
Yeah. But for the longest time, like I was just like done with that song, and I'm just like, yeah, let's fucking play Heil This. And like that song was a little bit different before you joined the band. Yeah. You actually had a little bit to do with the structure of that song from what we were doing with Ghetto Steve and what we ended up doing with.
It was a lot shorter before. It wasn't long how it was now.
We had it. What we did was like that octave riff that like opens the song. We added to like that last chorus, which wasn't what we were doing before, and it was like, yeah, okay, that kind of works.
I was like, that needs to go there.
Yeah, and you were right. So I think that was like one of your first like real contributions to the band back when you joined. So we're coming up on it's about a little over a month. It'll be a year since we lost Brian.
Yeah.
So we're trying every show to do the best we can to make him proud. So we're
we're doing pretty good.
I think he'd really appreciate like how we're set up now.
Yeah.
Like with the amps in the room, but also with the in-ears. He wasn't a real big fan of in-ears because he did in-ears when he was in Breaking Solace and he didn't really like it. But I think like we're doing it properly. So
yeah.
But now we're doing it with amps in the rooms and it's like, wow. That's even better because you get the full ability of like the full gamut of things you can do with a physical amp, but also the convenience of your mix is always going to be the same no matter where you are, which is great because I just got a fucking wireless with 200-foot range to be able to run out in the crowd or whatever. So, and also was like, hey, Ryan, do you want my old wireless? It's got a 75-foot range. You could go to like the third row. Not worry about tripping over your guitar cable or anything. Which, I'll tell you what, man, like having Ryan in the band, and then this is nothing against Brian at all. Because Brian had a lot of energy on stage too, but like Ryan just has like energy to spare. So it's like, oh fuck, I gotta match this. I gotta try and match this energy on stage. And like, so I'm like jumping around and shit and running out in the crowd and all kinds of crazy crap at the last show. So look for me to do that again this time. And if it's outside, I might try and test that range on my wireless and just be like, yo, my mom didn't show up. I'm gonna go knock on her fucking door. It's not gonna reach that far. That's way more than the 200 or 300 foot range or whatever the fuck I have on that wireless.
Where's Joe? He's at his mom.
I used to have a bass player that would just like, he'd leave the stage. We wouldn't know where the fuck he was. He'd be like out in the middle of the street in front of the venue playing. You still hear him play. Where the fuck's our bass player? He comes in like, yeah, I was just standing in the middle of Pine Avenue. What the fuck? Playing at Moo June's back in the day. On fucking Pine Avenue in the Falls. I don't even know if that's still a thing anymore. We're driving we went to Shambles' practice spot yesterday before we came to ours. And we're driving, and on the way is the place where I met my second ex-wife. So like, hey, I met my second ex-wife here. And he's, oh, yeah, this place, and we called it by its current name. And I'm like, yeah, except back then it was called Maggie's. And they would have like, all WNY had a residency there. We would put on shows every, Friday and Saturday night over here. That was way back in the day. I met some great people doing all that. We played some weird ass shows where it's just like our heavy metal asses with like a folk band and shit all WNY still does today. Just ask Janie Crash and the Tall Men; they'll tell you. So I hand off booking for a couple of shows to Karina because I'm just like, yeah, I don't feel like doing these, especially like I was asked to do a show June 11th, and then it was like we weren't available to do it. So I'm like, so it was like, okay, I have no more interest in this. I'm like, okay, well, if you have no interest in it, neither do I. So I gave it to Karina, and she gave me, she's got this acoustic show coming up June 11th at Stamps. Yellow Sauce is on it, so I'll promote the shit out of it. It's not an all WNY event, despite the fact that I booked the date and everything and the venue. It is. She put it out under DeFabulous Productions. She had Kirsten do the flyer for her. I'm just like, okay, I would have done the flyer, Okay, sure. You got your own production company now. All right, cool. But I don't get it. Like, I've been burnt out on booking shows. Like, I just don't want to do it anymore. And then it's still like, oh, we still need one more band for Muller Mania 2. I'm like, oh shit, now I got to come up with a band that Brian, had some association with. So I'm waiting to hear back from the Dreadnecks, actually. Because Brian fucking loved the Dreadnecks and the Long Cold Dark. The Long Cold Dark, actually, right now, as we speak, are in Philadelphia going to a Nine Inch Nails show. So it's not just Metallica those guys travel for.
What's up?
I've seen, like, every city I've seen Metallica in, I've seen at least Jason from the Long Cold Dark. We went to dinner before night one of Metallica's 40th anniversary shows. Me and Jay and Drew and a couple of other, friends of theirs. We all met up for dinner before the first night. And then Vegas, I met up with Jay at the show. And when I saw him, I went with them to Foxborough when we saw Metallica about 5 years ago. And I know I'm going to see both of them at Buffalo, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to see Jay in Pittsburgh. So, I'm never going to catch up to the number of shows that those guys have seen because they're still going to all the shows. I'm like half tempted to go to Chicago June 28th, but I'm like, or July 28th rather, but I'm like, no, because I don't know any of the other bands on it. It's like night one of Lollapalooza. Like, I don't know any of the other bands. I don't want to sit through this whole ass, day of a festival, fly back, play a show, and then fly to Nashville. Which my kid's mom calls me today, and she's like, well, Madison's, graduation party is going to be July 3rd. I'm like, okay, yeah, I knew that. She says, well, and I know it's 4th of July weekend, and that kind of sucks, but my choices were either the 3rd or the 30th. I'm like, well, I'm glad it's the 3rd, because I'm not going to be in town on the 30th. I'm going to be in fucking Nashville. So she's like, oh, it's going to probably cost about this much, or how much of that can you give me? I'm like, I'll give you half, whatever. So it's like, I could give her like $500. I was like, when do you need it by? She's like, by July 3rd. Like, oh, yeah, okay, no problem. I'll have that. And just have John give it to me. He owes me that much. You don't owe me that much. Yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
Maybe after Nashville.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, just pay me eventually, A couple of people owe me, like, I guess that's August.
I will.
A couple of people owe me some money for some Metallica tickets, so I could get, like, about...
Yeah.
I could probably get, like, $500 if I could get them to pay me by July 3rd.
You gotta be like Stewie Griffin.
Where's my money, man? Where's my money? You got my money? Where's my money? Beat the shit out of you. Leave you in a bloody heap. You got till Tuesday.
Tuesday, man. I love that episode.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know.
so
I kind of fell out of love with Family Guy when they started doing shit that was fucked up just to do shit that was fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like, do we really need a recurring pedophile character? Like, it's funny, and I get the joke, but at the same time, that shit's not funny. Like, you know, there are actually people out there like that, and fuck those people.
Yeah, seriously.
So it's like, you know, so that kind of like turned me off of Family Guy a little bit, and then they were just making, you know, fucked up jokes for the sake of fucked up jokes. If you watch my not my last things you might not know, but the one before that, and I've been really fucking lazy about them, I swear I will put one out next week. But the one about banned cartoons, one of the first things I reference is an episode where Connie D'Amico, Meg's classmate, gets knocked out, and Peter like takes advantage of her, and he goes, "What are you looking at? It's a cartoon." And it's like, was that really necessary? Did you really need to do that? Like, come on. So, you know, I kind of got out of Family Guy. I haven't even been watching The Simpsons, really. Just like I've been letting new episodes pile up and then just watching them later on Hulu.
Yeah.
So mostly because like it's hockey season, so I'm like, you know, it's playoffs, so I'm like, all right, I'm watching this hockey game. And then if I'm not watching a hockey game, Sundays are like usually pay-per-view nights. So it's like, all right, we're gonna watch. You know, I got people coming over. We're gonna watch, you know, Money in the Bank. We're gonna watch, you know, AEW. We got the AEW pay-per-view this weekend.
Yeah,
we're gonna
Sunday.
watch. So hopefully by the time we're talking to you next week, CM Punk will be AEW World Heavyweight Champion. So, and you know, me being a huge CM Punk fan, so I never got. I don't think I ever got to see him as WWE champion. I know he did, you know, he was not champion when he wrestled Triple H at Clash of Champions here, Night of Champions, whatever that was, where Mark Henry won the World Heavyweight title. That was cool. And then, you know, I saw him wrestle The Undertaker at WrestleMania, which I was really hoping he would beat The Undertaker. But, you know, for some reason they made it Brock Lesnar. Made sense to me. And then you have The Undertaker, who had now lost at WrestleMania, and you don't have to worry about this streak ending. They had him fucking beat Bray Wyatt the next year. Fucking bullshit, man. That company can't book properly to save their lives.
Then lost to Roman Reigns.
And he lost to Roman. He beat John Cena in a matter of seconds, though.
Yeah.
But seriously, though, like, why? You already had him lose to Brock. You couldn't have him, like, the biggest mistake WWE ever made was not making Bray Wyatt the next Undertaker. Instead, they released him. Most popular guy. You own Fiend merch.
Oh, yeah.
I own Bray Wyatt merch.
He was the next Undertaker.
Should have been the next Undertaker. But they booked him wrong.
And he was the biggest thing they had.
He was selling so much merch.
Like,
And they don't know what they're doing. It's terrible. And like, you know, I'm not, you know, like any wrestling fans who are watching this show and don't know, you know, what my job is and what I do, like, which I'd imagine any wrestling fans who are just randomly tuning in are like, hey, that's the Slat Rock guy. But anyway, like, I watch both shows. I try to give WWE the benefit of the doubt, but I know what I see. So I'm not sitting here like fanboying over AEW and being like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. WWE sucks. Because AEW is certainly not without its flaws. But I mean, like, they can book a story.
yeah.
We've been watching Dynamite after the show every week. Tell me, what are you what are you most looking forward to at the pay-per-view this Sunday?
MJF, Warlow.
You were looking, and what do you want to see more than anything else in that match?
Warlow destroy MJF.
You want to see MJF eat that
Yes.
power bomb.
Yeah.
You want to see Wardlow power bomb the shit out of MJF because they have booked that perfectly over the last like 3 years
Exactly.
to make you like, oh shit, and just especially since the last pay-per-view where Wardlow handed the diamond ring to fucking CM Punk and cost MJF the match. They've been building to this since then. Like, you want to see Wardlow powerbomb the shit out of MJF, and you are going to pay $49.95 or whatever the fuck this pay-per-view on Sunday costs just to see it. And, you know, like, obviously I want to see CM Punk win the world title, but I want to see Wardlow fucking get his hands on MJF.
Finally.
I want to see that. That is how you build a fucking angle. What's WWE got at Hell in a Cell? Ooh, Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins again. Bobby Lashley versus Omos again. No world title match. What are the Usos, the new unified tag team show? What are they doing on the show? That's a week away. A week and a half away. There's no tag title match. We know the Raw women's title match.
Kevin Owens
is wrestling Ezekiel. What's Ronda Rousey doing? The new SmackDown women's champion. What is she doing on this show?
I don't know.
Well, like, this is the difference. So, like, this is not me shitting on WWE and being an AEW fanboy. This is just what I'm sitting here watching every week unfold. Is AEW has this show, you got to pay $49.95 or whatever the fuck to see this show, and you want to. Because
WWE's dropping the ball.
Because you want to see Wardlow get his hands on MJF. You want to see CM Punk win the world title. You want to see Serena Deeb, well, maybe you don't want to see Serena Deeb wrestle Thunder Rosa, but you want to see these matches that are on this show. And I'm, like, so excited for this, and just like, yeah, I'm actually kind of happy I'm going to see Mick Foley instead of being here watching fucking Hell in a Cell. I will fast forward my ass through it after I see Mick Foley, so that I'm at least up to speed when I do my job and read wrestling news, because sometimes shit gets fucked up in the wrestling news and it helps to know what I'm talking about, so I can be like, yo, that's not what happened. And that actually happened last night. I came home, I watched NXT, and they were like, oh, Fallon Henley got a bye into the finals because of Nikita Lyons' injury. It's like, no, that's not what fucking happened. She wrestled Tiffany Stratton, and Tiffany Stratton won and is going to the finals of this tournament. What show are you guys watching? But no, I seriously, I watch all of this, and I see how all of this unfolds, and I can see, who the fuck is mowing my lawn, at 7:53 p.m. on a Wednesday? I'm pretty sure that's somebody outside mowing my lawn right now. It's entirely possible. Anyway, but my point is, I'm not fanboying over AEW. I do watch both shows. I do give both brands a chance. I watch Impact on Thursday nights, and I think it's the best out of all three of them. But it is, it is what it is. I got to call it like I see it, and I think WWE's not doing things well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some stuff to, like, I'm happy that the Bloodline have all the belts. Very happy about this.
Not happy how they won.
But I'm also seeing people on Twitter like, oh, the Bloodline's really fucking boring, and this storyline sucks. You can't please everybody, I guess. But I like that the Bloodline have all the belts. I'm excited to see where it goes. Meanwhile, I hate this stupid Ezekiel storyline. I want to see where it goes. Don't get me wrong. I want to see the payoff. But, like, getting there has just been tedious. And, like, now, and then you got this Sasha and Naomi thing where WWE's going on TV like they're unprofessional and they walked out and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I can see the arguments for both sides here. Okay, because you have Sasha and you have Naomi who are fucking frustrated at the creative as a whole for the women's division, but more specifically the women's tag team division. They thought this booking was really stupid. This is what the plan allegedly was Sasha and Naomi were going to be in this 6-pack challenge match on Raw that night. Naomi was going to win by pinning Sasha. So she would get the Raw Women's Championship match with Bianca Belair, whereas Sasha would come out on Friday and challenge Ronda Rousey, and they were both going to lose at Hell in a Cell to the respective champions. The Women's Tag Team Champions were going to have individual singles championship matches and lose both of them. That's dumb. That's really dumb. You have an entire women's division. Let's take our women's tag team champions and job them to our singles champions. It's just dumb. Steve Austin walked out for, similar reasons of this is stupid ass booking. And I see people online like, well, they didn't drag Steve Austin like this. The Rock fucking came out on television and told him to get the F out because he took his ball and went home. So, yeah, I mean, no, they definitely dragged Steve Austin back then when he did that too. Do I think it's unprofessional that they walked out? I mean, I'm sure there was probably better ways to handle it, but also at the same time, if they're trying to make a change, they're trying to be the change, which is what we need to see more of in the world as a whole. So fuck your thoughts and prayers, policy and change. All right, so Saturday nights at the Walmore Inn, 2201 Lockport Road in Sanborn. It is the Fuck Cancer benefit show for Brandon Jones and family, and also Cardiac Cassette's For the Birds CD release with Low Chatter, DC Suits, Living Braindead, and The Holdouts. And that's 4 p.m. doors, 6 p.m. music, $10. It's supposed to be outdoors. If it's raining, it'll most likely be moved indoors, and I'm sure that will end up being the case because it is supposed to be scattered showers on Saturday. But come on, it's for good cause. You can donate to the cancer, research, and you can buy. Why the fuck are they doing a Wednesday night of all night? They know when I do this fucking podcast too. That's the worst. Anyway, so this is Cardiac Cassette, and this is off that new album For the Birds, and this song is called FOG, and I'm sure you can hear it Saturday night at the Walmore Inn, and we'll see you there. And if not, we'll see you next week. Here's Cardiac Cassette on All WNY ThinkSoJoE Show.
Droplets of lost emotion, a crystallized empathetic ocean, lying low and cognitively clouded. My stomach's empty, but my mind's overcrowded. Unstarted, a loss of appetite and ambition, heavily influenced by nearby bodies, topography and windy conditions. Wednesday, I can stay when you feel so far away. Wednesday, I can stay when you feel so far away. Asymptomatic, Unsympathetic, simple apathetic, simple apathetic, no longer tragic, feeling synthetic, simple apathetic, simple apathetic.